right, welcome back. Now it's time for us to get into our community development segment, and today we're going to be talking about some positive news. And you know, one of the things that we like to do on this segment is to really push the agenda in terms of exposing the challenges and the ills of our communities and the society at large. Now, one of the stories that we heard about in January was a story from the Oti region where people were crossing, you know, without life jackets, as you've seen in many places. But that story was brought to us in January, and we want to take a look at that because there's been an intervention of sorts, and some life jackets have been provided by concerned citizens of the land. Let's take a look at the original report. We'll come back and then we'll give you the update.
On Bimbilla market days, the banks of the River Oti in the Nanumba sub-district in the northern region is usually very busy as passengers from the communities at the other side of the river usually converge to cross the river. Women, children, and men on motorbikes all cross the river because it is the only way in and out of Bimbilla. There are no alternative road except the Yendi Zabzugu or going through Damankong in the Oti region. There are only canoes and one engine boat which usually ferry passengers, especially on market days like today. The passengers are ferried together with goods and their motorbikes all in a canoe or boat. There are no life jackets for use by the passengers. A close look at the canoe revealed that most of them are very old and in some instances with cracks that allow water into them whilst on the journey. The engine boat usually carried 10 motorbikes, goods, and over 20 passengers. Citi News has been interacting with some passengers who have been expressing their fear about the current situation.
We are really suffering in this particular area, and we are only praying that maybe philanthropists will come out, will come closer to us and then see how they can solve our problem. Okay. Yeah. This road, in fact, is having a lot of passengers. You can see today is Bimbilla Market, and they have a lot to do. Those who are paddling the boat and the canoes, they have a lot to do. They'll be carrying people all around. And sometimes they do overwork.
No, they are not safe at all. You see, the boat that they even use, it is leaking. So sometimes the water can penetrate. And when the water penetrates, it's like it's going to sink and people are going to lose their lives.
It's not easy, yes.
How is it?
When you enter, especially using the motorbike, that one too. If you are using motorbike and today is market day, you see that there is overloaded. Yes. So we are afraid. Even the machines too. When we are entering inside, the way they are sparking it refuses to spark.
The passengers want operators to take the safety of life into consideration when loading. The canoes operators say they have implemented measures such as reducing their load to at least assure passengers of their safety.
First passenger be planted, but now they are not again. Because of our boat, then we use our boat now available like the first one there. Our boat is fine. So we want you people to help us for the NGO boat and this thing.
You carried the passenger with the motorbike?
Yes.
How safe it is?
Okay, maybe we are taking 2 motor, 3 motor. Well, it's not a passenger. Well, if it is passenger, no motor, we are taking only passengers. Okay. If it motor we are taking. If it is NGO boat, we are taking 8 or 10.
8 or 10 motorbikes.
But yes.
With how many passengers?
With the person who are having motorbike, with no any passenger again. Okay. Yes, if it is a passenger, we are taking 5 motor plus passengers. If it is this thing, the canoe, we are taking 2 motorbike and passengers.
And overload too is not that too much this way.
passengers and motorbikes.
Motorbikes, everything. So we are not loading now. The boat is not. We are not more loading.
So how many motorbikes do you normally carry?
Now we carry 10. Now we are not able to be carrying 10 again because
10
of the
motorbikes.
Yes.
With passenger inside.
Yes.
Wow.
Now we cannot carry 10 motorbikes again. Now the boat is no more.
With the issue of providing life jackets for the passengers, the canoe operators say they have on several occasions asked the Nanumba South District Assembly to assist them, but help is yet to come.
First we are having now is no more there again. We are no more having again.
So how do you manage to bring the people across the river?
We just manage to cross them alone.
You just manage?
Yes.
Do they know how to swim?
What? We don't know. Why? That's why we are saying that they should help us so that we can get those things.
Okay.
So that it will be good for us.
Jacket for these people?
No, we are not having it.
You don't have why?
We are telling this assembly people that they should help us for this life jacket. By this time, they are not.
Is it this assembly that provided the canoes?
No. It's chief.
It's chief?
Yes.
So why are you asking what's the name, this assembly to provide you with life jackets if the chief could not provide some?
We tell them to help us for the life jacket. Because most of people, they don't know how to swim. We are drivers know small.
Okay.
But the rest, they don't know how to swim water.
Okay.
The road is under construction, and the passengers and canoe operators are appealing to the government to construct a bridge over the river to make life easier for them.
My appeal is governments to do something, because we can see that something is being working on. You can see the road over here is coming. But going back to Bimbila, we don't see anything. But from here down to up to Zabzugu, in fact, we have appreciated what governments do. But we are really hoping and praying that this river is having the necessary bridge so that we can cross safely.
And you can see the road is ongoing constructing. And when they construct the road like that and they leave it behind with that bridging the river, it's going to be something else. You see, and the road is the road that people normally pass. You see that when you came, people are many, and you wait. When you come, you have to wait there.
Are there not alternative routes that you can?
No, there's no alternative. It's only one lane. There's no alternative. Okay. We are only using this one. From Zabsku coming to Bimbla, we use this one. There's no any other alternative that we use.
Thank you. This is the type of canoe they normally use to cross passengers. Sometimes with their motorbikes, as you can see behind me, they are picking a motorbike inside.
All right, so that's Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira bringing us the report in January. Now, Chris, this is a very, I think it's one of those things that it's one of those areas we've abandoned for the longest time. Maybe because we've taken, water travel for granted, and that they'll go and come anyway. So
I like the fact that you said that.
Yeah.
We've taken water travel for granted. Because over a month, we've been talking about these issues.
Yes, and it's happening all across the country. Because you see, there are many rivers, streams, lagoons, water bodies across the country, spread across the country, right? And people live in these communities and around the water bodies, right? One of the things we learned way back in secondary school was that in geography, as well as history, that many cities are always situated around water bodies.
Yeah.
That's where it starts from, right? But it's like we've sort of abandoned, the transportation of people, the travel of people.
True.
It's like we've left them to their own fate. How you go from point A to point B, figure it out, you see. And this is what causes a lot of the accidents and the deaths that we hear repeatedly. It happened at Fana. It happened in the Oti region. It happened in the Sege area. It's like keeps repeating itself.
True.
But fortunately, one of the things that we've seen over time on our show is that when we do the show,
people actually come out to help.
Pay attention. People choose some of the challenges and decide to intervene.
True.
In different challenges.
But I also have a little problem, I think, and that's on the citizens' side.
Okay.
The people that live around those areas. I know they might not be fortunate to maybe have some of the things, or some of the safety precautions that they need, like the jacket to protect themselves. But at least your boat. We saw the boat right now. It was leaking, and they're like carrying water out of it, and they will still transport people on it. And sometimes it's just common sense. You overload the boat. What do you expect will happen?
Well, the thing is, you see, when you do something once and there are no consequences, then you feel that if you do it again, it will be the same as last time.
And then he was asked, do you know how to swim? Do the people know how to swim? Nah. You know?
Yeah, so it's the whole, and I think that it's the whole taking of things for granted. I think that's why we elect leaders. Do you get it? We elect and we appoint leaders because we assume that the people cannot necessarily lead themselves.
True.
Do you see that thing? They will do whatever they want, not necessarily to their best interest or in their best interest, right? So we elect leaders to govern spaces. And that's why we have assemblies.
Well, that's true.
So all these areas we're speaking of are under specific assemblies. And the assemblies are the leaders of the community. So what on earth are the assemblies doing?
Doing too.
Do you see?
True.
And this is when the Fana situation happened. One of the things I said was that, the assembly has failed the people.
True.
Largely, because at the end of the day, what happens is that you can regulate as an assembly. You say, the assembly says, "Oh, but the people they go and take their boats. We are not aware. We can't be there all the time." That's not the point. The point is, if you make an example, 2, 3, 4, 5 times of people start to behave themselves because they don't want to be the next person to be made an example of. That's how you govern. So at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about finding $100,000 to buy life jackets for individuals who use the boat. No, it's about buying 30, 40 life jackets. That's it. And then the boat operators are mandated by the bylaws of the district to say, because not every district has water bodies through it. So if yours does, then you send them, you tell them, it's a law now. Make sure you come and pick up.
All passengers that want to be on the boat should pick up,
No. So this is what you do. The boat operators, if your boat carries 6, come and pick 6 from the assembly. We sign you up. We know you have 6. Right? After that, plan put in place, if we see your boat on the water with a human being that does not have a jacket, and it's easy because the life jackets, thankfully, are very bright colored.
And they have
either
reflectors,
bright yellow, bright orange. You can see it. So if you see somebody on the boat without a life jacket, that boat gets impounded for a month. Think about how quickly everybody will fall in line and make sure that their boat is kitted with the number of life jackets that they will carry, of the people that they will carry. Anyway, we have another report for you on an update of what's happening in the Oti region. Let's take a look.
Passengers crossing the River Oti at Chichagi are now relieved and feel much safer whilst boarding the boats. Every passenger on board now has access to a life jacket, which is excellent news for both operators and passengers. A few months ago, Citi News reported on the dangerous conditions of crossing the river. During that time, life jackets were not available and the boats were often overloaded.
We are really suffering in this particular area, and we are only praying that maybe philanthropists will come out, will come closer to us and then see how they can solve our problem.
They are not safe at all. You see, the boat that they even use, it is leaking. So sometimes the water can penetrate, and when the water penetrates, it's like it's going to sink, and people are going to lose their lives.
If you are using motorbike and today is market day, you see that there is overloaded. Yes, so we are afraid. Even the machines too. When we are entering inside, the way they are sparking it refuse to spark.
In response to that report, the non-governmental organization ECOSOL has come to the aid of numerous passengers who rely on this daily route by providing life jackets. Now, anyone crossing the river can have peace of mind knowing that their lives are protected. Citi News visited the river bank and spoke with some of the passengers who expressed their excitement about this intervention.
The malam fani titi. The dan fani manyela na we to check a gamuno. The gama yen chama ka pazu sa kapitonya yom yi akanyo vle nabian. Dira check a I twenjia asubene kadama de ditenan gam. Anyela ngunya fim tanga bi ampazu sa nabetinya yom yaga kanya vle nabian meji kodole. So nyala tere board na be malame dama ti che kom perla de puni to kom ne pe de punare tiane tenya sonsum kap malle titi ka talanke ka kom ma kamba ay karkane.
The leader of the boat operators, Furu Issa, informed Citi News that they have undergone training on operating the boats and how to save lives in case of any disaster.
We went for basic training at Accra, Tema. What do we call it? I forgot of the company. Yes. So we went there and then they trained us to come and assist those working here.
He further stated that the provision of life jackets is greatly appreciated and will ensure the safety of all those using this route.
So when we went there and they trained us, we talked to them that we have boats, but we lack of life jackets. Okay. So they should try and help us to get life jackets. Fortunately, we get it. When we get it, in fact, we pray for more because when by getting to 1 year time, we would like the life jacket some of them will spoil. And so we will need more.
One notable observation by Citi News is that the boat operators and their assistants do not wear life jackets. Only the passengers do. The leader explained to Citi News that since they are proficient swimmers, they prioritize ensuring the passengers' safety.
We operators, we know how to swim. And then the children, they also know how to swim. If not accidental, none of them will live life in
so
that.
Because you know how to swim, that's why you don't wear.
Yes, sir.
Allow the passengers to.
Yes, sir. Yes,
wow.
sir.
Wow.
Apart from the issue of life jacket, another major challenge is the condition of the boats. There is only one boat and a canoe ferrying passengers, and both are in poor condition. Both the canoe and the boat suffer from significant leaks, causing water to enter as they move. Passengers and boat operators constantly have to scoop out water whilst in transit and before loading. They earnestly appeal for a new boat. When passengers cross the river to reach Bimbila, they have to rely on tricycles, commonly known as yellow, and motorkings. Unfortunately, the road is in bad shape and accidents frequently occur, sometimes resulting in the loss of lives. Several tricycle drivers have spoken to Citi News about the condition of the road and its impact on their work.
Looking at the nature of the road, seriously, we are not all that finding things easy when we are picking passengers from here to Bimbila. The nature of the road is too bad, and so we are appealing to the government to come to our aid.
Passengers have also voiced their concerns about the road and are appealing to the government for intervention.
Boats at Chichagi, that is the Oti River, in the Nanumba South District has no life jackets, and passengers' lives were at stake. And following that report, they have been provided with some life jackets.
All right, so you see there the report brought to you by our colleague and correspondent, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira, from Chichagi in the Nanumba South District. Now, he's joined us on the line this morning. Elijah Alabira, good morning.
Boss, good morning, sir.
How are you doing this morning?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well.
All right. So if you can just share with us your experience going back there and seeing so many people with life jackets there, how did that make you feel?
Yes, thank you so much, boss. I was actually very, very happy going back there and seeing that life jackets have been provided for them. You know, yes, what actually happened was that, my bosses in the office there, you ask me not to ever use that route because the boats have no life jackets there until I am provided with one, so I should not use it. The route is the shortest way from Zamsugu, Taskani, all the way to Bimbila. If you want to come to Bimbila, that route is the shortest way. Else you will have to go from Bimbila, you will have to go through Yendi to Zamsugu, which the road over there too is in a very bad state. So it will take you like 3 hours before you can get to Zamsugu.
Yeah.
Then from this route, 1 hour you are in Zamsugu. So people over there usually struggle crossing the river because their lives were in danger. So seeing that on that very day, I was so excited, and the passengers too were equally excited, boss.
Now, I noticed that one of the things you commented on was the leakage of the boats. What's the mindset of the boat operators? I mean, is this something that they're just living with it because they feel they can't do anything about it, or because in my mind, somebody built the boat. It's something that can be repaired, So why do they leave it like that for water to be seeping into the boat?
Yes, but actually that issue was actually a worry to the operators too, and the passengers too. They also complained and that they wanted somebody like the district assembly to help them with that. So I tried to find out from them who owned the boat and the canoe over there. They said it was owned by the chief of Chichagi.
Okay.
So what it means is that their daily operations, they do not account to their district assembly, but rather they account to the chief.
Okay.
So I was asking them, so if the chief is responsible for all this, why can't he maintain the boat?
Yeah.
Because the money comes to him, and he's always, I don't know what he uses the money for. And now they want the assembly to come. The assembly also thinks that they don't get anything from the river. That is the truth. So why would they spend money to come and then maintain things over there?
Yeah.
So they also said they will actually talk to the chief to actually see what can be done. But for now, the boat and then the canoe, they both must have deteriorated.
Now, one of the things I've noticed in watching the footage that you sent to us is that the passengers, those who seem to be carrying goods, were all in life jackets, but the boat operators don't seem to be wearing life jackets. I mean, what's the thinking? Do they feel that they are exempt from drowning?
Yes. This actually was what I was also trying to find out from them, because I was surprised. Their lives were not special than the passengers there. But what the operator or the leader of the operators there told me was that actually if they are in the life jacket and there is any disaster on the distance, they cannot swim fast to save other people's lives. So they feel that if they are not there, because they know how to swim, they can easily swim, save others there. And I was actually surprised myself. And finding out from them that they say if you are in the life jacket and on the water you can't swim. So they feel, because they say they know how to swim well. So they say when anything happens, they can easily, swim to safety.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the way they're thinking, but I guess if the assembly is going to not police the area well and insist on certain things being done, I guess it's up to the boat, the boat operators to do what they want. But it's good that at least we are seeing some life jackets brought by Ecozoil to these boat operators. But I hope that when you saw the operation that's going on there, Mohammed, we see one boat. Is it that it came to a few people, or all the people within that area, that catchment area, have been served with life jackets?
Yes. What actually is happening is that any passenger, from what the operators there told me, was that any passenger that is coming on board has to be in the life jacket, else they will not allow them to
go on the boat. Okay.
Yeah, to go on the boat.
Okay.
The canoe and the boat, there were life jackets in there, and they told me that they have even left some in the house.
I
so
see.
It means that any passenger there coming can have a peace of mind.
Okay.
But the other thing I observed was that, one, the children in the boat, the assistants, those that they claim they are assistants, they are school age students.
Yes.
They were supposed to be, because now that the day I went there, I think school vacated, but they are supposed to be in school.
Yes.
And they are there on the river.
Yes.
So that was another issue, but they told me because they have vacated school.
They came to help the...
I understood.
Okay.
Right. So do you have an idea of how many life jackets were distributed by Ecozoil?
Yes, they told me they had 50.
50?
50.
Okay, all right.
So who's controlling these life jackets? I mean, who took receipt of these life jackets? Is it the operators at the riverside, or who's handling them?
Yes, actually it was handed over to the operators and then the owner of the boat. That is the chief of Chichagi.
I see. Okay.
What happened was that the Ecozoil came through Zamzugu district. So they came and gave it to the Zamzugu the district chief executive for Zamzugu.
Okay.
And then the Nagmo over there. So they came and also invited the Nanumba South district.
Okay.
To come and play. So the two districts actually jointly presented the items to them there.
Okay.
Okay, so watching the report, one of the boat operators actually said that they underwent training, on how to operate the boats and even how to swim. But I just want to ask, did they also have training on how many people should be sitting on a boat? Because the first report, we saw an overload of the boat. Is that still happening? Even though they are wearing the jackets, is there still like an overload of the boats?
Yes, actually, no. And what I observed over there was that maybe it was because I was present there. That was why they did not overload the boat when they were coming, because they knew I was there to report on that.
Okay.
Okay.
If they are left there alone, because any passenger, especially on Bimbila Market Day, there are over 100 communities around that side, and they all come to Bimbila. Like I said earlier, especially some people all pass through that place.
Yeah.
So on Bimbila Market Day, the riverside is usually overpopulated. So for them, because they are there to make money, they can pick anybody there. But because they saw me that day at the river bank, they try to control the building.
Okay. All right. So what's the general feeling of the people having received these life jackets?
Very, very excited. Very excited. Especially the women over there. They told me that for them, they do not know how to swim. So now that they have life jackets, they feel better now, because if there is any disaster and over there, they could be seen and experienced by the people. So the people there were very happy.
Right.
But it looks like you two in the report, you're also wearing a life jacket. Is yours coming from Zoil as well?
No, it was provided by Citi because I was told never to cross the side. Citi provided me a life jacket. So now I have my own life jacket that anytime I want to go there to do any story, even if there are no life jackets there, I am safe.
Okay, fantastic. All right, thank you very much, Alhaji Mohammed Alabira.
Thank you.
All right, so that report there, and you know, we always talk about TV brings results. We know radio brings results, TV brings results. It's something that we take a lot of pride in to push the agenda on exposing the ills and the challenges of our society and our various communities, so that help can come and people's lives and livelihoods can improve, you know. And I think that this is a good story to see that.
Yeah.
I just want to see that it's taken a step further to say assemblies take charge. We can't, you know, somebody was suggesting the other day that we should remove the people from the islands. It's
to where? To where?
You see, we have to be smarter than that, you know, and think about solutions that are actually permanent and effective and, you know, workable. Because you can't change people's lives just because there's danger and trouble. You know, there's a way they've lived. Let's figure out within the way they live, how do we intervene to help, you know, so that they can continue to live their lives, but more safely. You know, I think so.
Yeah,
you know.
it's actually very important to think like that.
Let them continue to live their lives, but safely. And that, for me, that's really what this whole story is about. We can't say stop boat transport because we don't want people to drown anymore. No, we will still do boat transport.
And I think it's also possible. It's also important to navigate all options before concluding that there's nothing that can be done. Let's just take them off. So
anyway, so the assembly, I think that the assembly should take charge of these, you know, island communities and those who have to cross rivers, and let's procure, you know, life jackets across the nation. All assemblies that have island communities or people that must cross rivers to do trade and to live, you know, and so that we can protect the people, you know, that have to cross these river bodies. We have the DCE for Nanumba South joining us on the line. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm excited that we're making some progress in this area.
Very well.
Yeah. So talk to us about your plans, as it were, regarding the operations of boats and boat owners in their relationship with the assembly, with this intervention of life jackets coming in and so on.
Thank you. I think our people who travel across the Oti River.
Yes.
For a long time, I've had to grapple with the challenge of crossing the boat and the canoes. And that has been transferred onto us, the challenge of finding solutions to it as an assembly. So we have been grappling with it over the years. We have made several efforts to find redress. And some of the times, media, your station specifically, and your Northern Regional correspondent, Aminu Alabra, have been in the lead role, providing the advocacy, the amplifying voice, share the challenges that we go through relative to the issue. So when the issue was told extensively to the outside world by platforms like yours, like I indicated earlier, I think individuals and organizations were touched and they saw the need to provide a response.
Yeah.
In this case, it was a subsidiary of Zoom Lion Company.
Yes.
What do they call it?
Ecozoil. Ecozoil.
Just group of companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that was touched intensively, and they responded.
Yeah.
So I think they brought some intervention, and in the form of life jackets.
Okay.
And we have to move to the grounds to do the presentation to the people.
Yeah.
Of course, it came, it as a very big support, very big intervention, and the people are happy. We're all excited. As an assembly, we too feel that part of our burden has been carried by the partnering organization, and we are grateful and we are thankful.
Yeah. Now, Honorable DC, the issue for me is sustaining the sustainability, right? In the next year, 2 years, the life jackets will slowly start wearing out, and you know, who controls the life jackets? Is it the individuals? Is it the boat owners? Is it the assembly? Have you handed it over and leave them to be responsible? How do you police it?
I think that's important. It's very critical. We look at how to make sure that going forward, there's always the availability of life jackets for people who cross the river.
Yeah.
So with this one, I think when the donation was to be made, we made it clear that it was important. A committee was put in place, at least to be managing it. How do we do it so that in the event they were out, we could be able to replace them?
Yeah.
That is on the part of the people who operate the canoes and the boats, because it's a commercial business. It's a commercial event.
Yeah.
And anything commercial make some profit. And as you do, when you make profit, you should be thinking into the future. In the case the machines, the tools that I use wear out, how do I replace them? This should be their mindset, so that going forward, with this startup, they will be able to provide for themselves. But that is not also to leave all the matter to them.
Yeah.
As an assembly, we will also, as always, play oversight responsibility.
Yeah.
And also to step in when the needs be.
Yeah.
So this intervention that has come will only give us a respite and to position ourselves as an assembly so that going forward, if there's going to be any such challenge, we'll be able to provide and marshal every strength to provide assistance so that we don't have a relapse of the situation where we will not have life jackets at all. So certainly we will be very mindful. We will be watching and caution them to keep them for proper use so that we can have an everlasting
solution
benefit of the life jackets.
All right. Now, once they've crossed the river and come to land, there's also the challenge of the road and the road network. We had some of the people who ride the tricycles complaining that the road is really, really terrible. What are you doing in terms of addressing that challenge as well?
Yes, for the roads, I think that is a problem beyond district assembly's capability.
Okay.
It's a responsibility of central government. And it is evident on the ground here in Anumba South that the central government currently, as we speak, the current administration is doing a lot in the district.
Like what?
You know, it has the river joins two pieces of land. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
We have one bank to the east and one bank to the west. As we speak now, to the east, you will see a very beautiful tarred road.
Okay.
And motorists do not experience the challenge they used to experience decades ago. The only part is the western part. That we are told it's also very soon will be giving out on contract. They have started working on it, and that stretches from the river bank up to Salaga. As we speak now, contractor is on the route. If you go to Bimbila Township, mind you, this road cuts through Bimbila, Nanumba North, to Chamba, to Salaga. Contractor is currently working assiduously on the road when you go to Bimbila.
Okay.
And that is to tell you that it will be long. It will be extended to the western bank of the river. And motorists, pedestrians, those who ply that area will have a smooth sail of journey anytime soon. And that we can praise this government for that.
Okay, well, thank you very much for speaking to us, Honorable. We will definitely touch base with you again when some
Thank
other
you. We are also
issues
grateful
of
and
concern
continue to take out our issues for support. We are grateful for your service.
All right. All right, let's take a quick break. It's been a very interesting story there. Looking forward to more positive ones like that. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and there's more to come on Breakfast Daily.